Welcome to the Insignificants, the oral history of Darling Waste. I am your co-host, Jamie. With me is Lance, lead singer of Darling Waste. Hey, Lance.
Hey, this is going to be total whiplash because I am doing the intro with this microphone and then going to the quality of a webcam in about 30 seconds. So we are doing an intro to what is actually a part two of I tried to do a two-parter, it didn't work. So we are going to do it as two parts. So you're going to join us here in a second, already in progress, as we talk about some comfort
here. So if you have not had a chance to listen to it, now's your chance to go to Spotify or YouTube or your favorite other music streaming platform, listen to Some Comfort Here, and when you come back, you'll hear how shitty Lance's computer mic is. Okay, so for our listeners, this is your opportunity to go listen to Some Comfort Here off the Darling Waste album, The Truth About Lies. And when you're back from that, we're going to give some thoughts on it as we listen to it.
Diving off the high board, I'd go so far under the water that I thought I'd explode, till I made it to the surface. Sometimes I never thought I'd get there, till my head broke free from the water and I'm gasping for air. Well, that's kinda how you left me. Well, that's kinda how I feel. Feel like I am barely breathing, like this is too
There's the first half. There's no chorus in the song, really. So it's just verse and then jam and verse and jam. So let's start with your favorite thing, the djembe. How do you feel about djembes?
Well, I think I recorded that on this song.
So
you don't think I did?
I don't think you recorded anything. Except for you came in afterwards when I brought it to you. You for sure did that programming.
That's me.
Well, it's funny that you say it's you because that's not what the liner said.
Well, that was the fake name that I used when I didn't want to assume any credit for anything.
You didn't want your name with this piece of shit.
And I love the fact that I'm always a lawyer, Esquire.
Bill Williamson, Esquire. Programming, repair, and acoustic debauchery.
Yes, which must be your descriptor.
Yeah, what do you mean? What? So you for sure, that's the first programming, maybe on this record, maybe in Darling Waste?
Maybe.
Good job. You did the first bit of programming for us.
Well, thanks. Certainly I don't like my mixing on that djembe.
Yeah. I don't know if you did it. I really genuinely think this.
I might not have recorded it, but I probably did mix it. And I think I mixed this one, unless you thought it was fully mixed and then we added just some tracks over top the mix.
Just like a couple other ones.
Maybe.
You almost. It sounds to me like you do a lot with this.
That's certainly possible.
I remember you used to use the phrase "lipstick on a pig" a bunch during this.
Yes. Oh,
Uh,
that's a big recording term.
and you were like, "Hey man, it's already baked in, it's already done. If you want to try to put a little lipstick on a pig on it, we can try." And I think that might be why your programming doesn't sit quite as well.
It does not. It's a little bright, a
That's
little
what I'm thinking.
harsh.
I think maybe
Even within like the sound we're going for, it's still a little
right,
brittle. Yeah, yeah.
so that's my guess. Is because I
That's
know. Plus, Nick played a lot of the guitars and stuff, so and I
you know,
don't think he
I
was really
think
in the studio
back
with you.
I think back to a comment I got from an album I did where somebody else mastered the album, and this always stuck with me. He said he has never received an album where every song was more sonically um, he had never received an album where he could use basically the same mastering for every song because every song, whatever its flaws were, they were consistent from song to song.
That's awesome.
And I took that, to heart, saying like, all right, I may not be great at this, but I'm not doing wildly different things every song in terms of sonically. So the fact that when I mix a song that one piece just didn't sit right maybe makes me think you might be right that it came mixed and we put some stuff over top.
That's my gut, and I also don't think I would have spent any money on this song.
Entirely plausible.
Yeah, I think I was like, yeah, man, let's just try to put some stuff on it and then get it the best we can.
Yeah.
Um, Here's my thought listening to it for the first time in 1 billion years. I don't think I listened to this song when I previewed
Probably not since you released the album.
it. I haven't. Um,
If
I
then.
Here's my thing. I like it more than I thought I would, which is insane.
Same.
And I wish I would have heard Bright Eyes at this point. I hadn't, but it's a Bright Eyes song. But I hadn't heard them yet. And I would have known to not try to make it a rocker and I could have plumbed the emotional depths of this song way better. And I don't mind the lyrics. I don't mind the vocal melody. I don't even mind the guitar chords. I
Same.
mind production, right? And going to a
100%
jam
same.
section and having a gym band.
Yeah, 100% same. I actually think starting with the lyric, what is that? That's kind of how you left me.
Yeah.
Like you really like
Yeah.
felt it. You got into it singing wise, which a lot of this album didn't have you showing what you're capable of. I really liked that energy. I think about it in terms of like, could you have done like the Julian Baker thing and had just like a single clean electric guitar, and your vocals. So not even like the
Yeah.
acoustic guitar
No, I
and
agree.
vocals sort of thing, but like, could you have just done that, which I
love
think
Julian
would
Baker,
have.
by the way.
Oh yeah, amazing. But I think that would have lent itself to the somewhat almost 70s-ish vibe of some of the melody a
Yeah.
little bit. An acoustic and vocal have been done to death. So let's put it with just
No,
a
I agree.
single electric.
I mean, yeah, it's funny because this song lyrically is very high schoolish. So I couldn't now be like, well, time to re-record this. I'm 45. But I would have loved to crack at this again because I think there's bones here. And like you said,
Yeah.
it's not doing more, it's doing less. And just, like, yeah, maybe plugging in a really nice guitar into a really nice amp. And doing that thing where the overdrive does not go anywhere unless you really hit the guitar.
Yep.
So you can keep it mostly clean, but then get a little bit out of it if you beat it hard enough, So,
Absolutely. Good tube amp. It'll do that for you.
yeah, 100%. Okay. Also, I do want to say, I think I want to keep a tally of this, and it probably won't come true for a couple of years of the podcast. I think I have 3 different songs about jumping off of shit into water and almost drowning, which is fucking weird, but I keep coming back to that. Maybe I should go to therapy or something. I forgot.
Now's when you think you need to go to therapy.
I was talking about something at my D&D campaign. They're like, "Wow, you've really come to terms with that." I'm like, "Oh, I have a therapy podcast that I do with my friend. It's supposed to be about music, but we really just talk. It's like therapy." So like, I'm good now. So second
So
verse.
bringing us back, it sounds to me like the opening guitars, the 12 string and the other guitar, are not only out of tune themselves, but they're also out of tune with each other. I was like, how did that get let to be that way? But
so
I think you
again,
said
not
your
you.
12 string is really a problem,
My
right?
12 string could never ever get
Yeah.
tuned. And that's the thing. So I remember this very distinctly. Our first day coming into the studio, we brought the djembe, some hand drums, the 12 string, that awful curved back
The
Takamine.
Ovation.
Ovation.
No,
Yeah.
Ovation. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And
I've
then,
got the Takamine.
yeah, and then I had the Jasmine after that
Oh, yeah.
too, the Black Jasmine. And then Nick's guitar was a flying V with no bag or case. So I'm sure back then we were like, fuck yeah, here we come. I'm sure the engineer was like, fuck me. There's a djembe, a hand drum, a fucking 12 string, and a flying V, and these kids are idiots. Like, this is gonna suck. Like,
But then, all things considered, the fact that this is the song that came out of it, not bad.
I know for a
right?
fact I had an Ani DeFranco shirt on as well.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
he probably had a Megadeth.
Oh,
or
yes.
something.
There is some Ani in this song, isn't there?
100%.
Wow, yeah, now
Yeah.
that you mention it.
This is very Ani DeFranco, right?
Also,
So I was listening to Bright Eyes. I just didn't know it was
Yeah,
the
right,
90s
exactly.
Bright Eyes.
I will also say the tempo transition when the drums enter. Oh, that is
Yeah.
that is
Yeah, that's
not
and that's where
good.
Nick wrote it. This is two different songs. I wrote the slow song, Nick wrote the fast song, and we shoved them together. For sure.
Yeah. So I'm glad I can't take credit for recording this from scratch.
Yeah, and also it's funny because the Nick was the one who likes Metallica and Megadeth and James and Chili Peppers, but then it just sounds like Nine Inch Nails. It was so funny because I didn't write the Nine Inch Nails part to this, but yeah.
Right.
Okay, second verse. So
verse.
yeah, so the this whole verse is about or this whole song is about me and this girl in high school splitting up, and then our friend passed away, and I had just broke up with her. This is a true story. And then when they announced my friend dying on the morning announcements, they actually had said his name wrong, which was just the most sacrilegious thing ever to me. And I got violently upset. And she came over and was like, "Hey," and gave me the comfort. So that's what this song is actually about. Which, yeah, like still
I don't
bananas,
like this.
right? Yeah, so still bananas that they would mispronounce someone's name when they die, right? Like maybe double check that. So, all right, here we go. Second verse.
Do you remember the morning, the day after Alex died? They said his name wrong on the announcements, and I broke down and cried. Till you came across the room, and you comforted me, even though I was so stupid, so cruel and so mean. Well, that's what I need now, some comfort here, 'cause my life is going nowhere, and I'll take you with me.
Okay, second verse. Do you think that you did the voice mixing for that with the fuzz? I can't imagine it'd be the first. Or maybe I sang it again. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is that an overlay? Because certainly that was
tell.
something you and I love, but
Yeah,
was it already mixed and we added that in there?
I think maybe.
Or was the song mixed instrumentally and we recorded the vocals?
Yeah, the vocals sound pretty good for what it is too. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yes.
I did notice that, so there's the tempo change over the course of the second verse where it gradually speeds up. And there's a couple of spots where, because we were manually putting the programming in, it wasn't really programmed, but we were
Right.
like,
Yeah,
where
dropping
it just
slivers of things in.
slightly
Yeah.
doesn't quite flow. But on the whole, it worked. Why it needed to change tempo and speed up over the course of it, I'm not quite sure, but
I did a lot of that. I don't know why I was into that. And then, so the way I learned to scream, and I still do this, is I just try to sing something much higher than I can, as loud as I can, and that becomes my scream. Like, it's like, How I Scream.
Yeah, I thought it worked here.
It's so high because I think I was just trying to get up high to break it, and it didn't break. I was like, "Ah!" for a second, like. So high. It's such a high scream. But
Yeah, I do not like that heavy instrumentally portion. But
yeah, and it goes on to the next one. Let's get through this real quick.
let's just get through it. Do you think? Oh wait,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that the end, throughout this section, the sort of the lead line riff? Do you think that's me on a distorted acoustic?
Yes.
Only because like that sounds like the way I would write a
I was
melodic
wondering that too
lead
because
line.
I was
It
like,
didn't
why
sound
would
like Nick.
not solo there? And I
Right.
bet you we took something out that he had done and tried to make it fit better. That is you, isn't it?
Maybe because that's
Why
a
would
very
they have an acoustic?
9 Inch Nails
It really
style
is.
of
That's why I was saying,
melody.
I'm like, yeah, it's really
Right.
weird that was Nick's
But
thing.
that would make sense
but it
if
was
I was
you.
doing that.
And that's
Yeah.
I was wondering where your acoustic debauchery was.
Right.
Why
I
would you
think
play on an acoustic though?
to make it just
for
that much
fucking
shittier
cool?
sounding.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just guessing that that's what that was, but it really
It
feels
sounds
like something
like
I
you.
might have written.
Yeah, because it sounds like something I would like, but I would never write it because you're a much more up and down the neck kind of person, and I'm a much more like back and forth on three notes kind of person. And that's definitely up and down the neck. And
It's definitely not Nick's style
No,
either to do that sort of like big sweeping melody.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. It probably is.
Huh. Yeah.
So there you go. And there's your hidden guitar solo at the end of that song.
Yeah. I mean, I start the album off with my amazing piano playing, and I end it with
there's
not
one more
quite
song.
ending. One more song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that should have been the end.
Well, it's all right. I play
I
electric guitars on the last song. Frank plays organ on the last song.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's that song.
that is some comfort
what is-
here.
What is your overall thoughts on that? Hearing it for the first time in 27 years or whatever.
Well, it's better than I was expecting because I remember
Me
in an
too.
earlier episode I talked about how there's some song with like hand percussion at the beginning that I just hate. Well, I didn't just hate this song at all.
Yeah.
There's
Same.
some really good stuff. Your vocal performance, I think, is really one of the best on this album.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not I'm not tired. I'm not try hard. It just exists.
Yeah.
So when and where was it recorded? This is mostly Grooveyard, but then we're thinking that you for sure played the ending. You for sure did some really helpful drum editing stuff. Whatever you want to call that.
Well, it's something anyway.
I don't think it. Nick played the electric rhythm guitar, I guess it is. I played the acoustic. You soloed.
Well, actually, Nick played the acoustic. You played some
Oh.
extra electric. You played the acoustic bass on it.
I don't know what's going on. All right, yeah,
I
that makes
know,
sense.
right?
There was a
Like
lot of
crazy.
feeling to that, so that's cool that Nick played. That makes sense. Kind of. All right, one small change. What would you change in this song, or big change?
Just if I had one change only, I would not have the second verse speed up over the course of the verse. I'd think about it more like the first verse, where the first verse was a common tempo, and then the next part came in at a different tempo. As rough as
Yeah.
that was in this version, I think either that makes sense, or we could have just taken the verse it up or found a middle ground tempo or something. All that tempo stuff just really,
Yeah,
that's what I would relook at in this
that
one.
makes sense for
If I
sure.
only had one change to make, obviously I'd have many other.
Um,
How about you?
I would mute the djembe.
Okay.
I'll just press mute on that track and let it be what it is without that djembe. I
Fair.
don't know how jarring your production would be when it comes in, but at least the djembe wouldn't. So
Mhm.
if we were going to produce this today
Mhm.
and we liked the verses, we liked it when I got louder and went up the octave, what would we do for the rest of the song instead of rock out for those two sections
Well,
to get us from verse one to verse two? Would there
do do
not a
you
chorus?
need anything?
Well, I mean, there has to be something. So I'm just not
Does
like,
it?
well, no, because if not, it's just one long verse, right? There has to be at least 20 seconds or something to make you chill for a second before the next verse comes in, right? There has to be,
I don't know. I'm going to challenge you on that. Like maybe sometimes a particular song needs a totally abstract structure that's unlike a pop song structure, right? Like if the point is the message and the experience, maybe anything else detracts from that. I don't know, but I
no,
would push you on that.
I get what I was doing, where there's like a verse and it talks about something and it's heavy, and then they go away for a little bit with music and they build it up a little bit so that when the verse two happens, you're like, oh shit, we're taking it down. This is serious now. So I think what I would do now is keep the same chords and the
Okay.
same tempo and do some kind of noise solo. I don't know on what. Uh, even if it's radio static that gets louder or something. There needs to be something that goes,
Maybe like a
louder,
little,
louder, louder, drop it off.
what about like a
You
little
know,
news report or something playing
exactly.
over the chords or
Yeah.
something?
And even if we just took an interview with someone and we cut it up weird and we rewound it a couple times on tape, so it just was this erratic thing, and maybe put a delay on it that keeps doubling it, so
Mhm.
it just gets more and more in your
Yeah.
head, and you're like, "Fuck, I hate this," and then turn it all off for the second verse, right? Just
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is my breathing solo in Better I Swear on Death of the Dreaming, is that the version where I'm
yeah,
doing like a breath solo?
yes. Yeah, but
I can't
that's what I
wait
would
for
have
that.
experimented with was what can we do that's not necessarily musical and not a new
Okay.
part, but gives you a reprieve between the two verses.
Okay, that I'm more inclined for than to have
So
to write like a wholly new part and like introduce all. It's like, no, this is about what the story is telling us, and it doesn't have to
now
be a long thing.
let me ask you this. If
Okay.
we were to, within the confines of redoing this album that it does not include re-recording, if we were
hmm
going to remix and remaster this
hmm
album, is that something that would be permitted in your rule book, or is that too far?
If
If I
we're
said,
just remixing, then I think all you can do is mute, you can edit, you can loop, move, maybe even new arrangements, but I don't think you can add wholly new parts.
okay,
So it depends on what we could do with what we had.
yeah, so if we muted the two, we'd have to figure out a way to slowly speed up the second verse,
Well, I mean, we could. I mean, that is definitely
right?
possible. There's a
Yeah,
way to
just
do a
drag it the
progressive
tempo
time.
down to make it, yeah, to even it, yeah, progressive time tempo downward at what we think was the progressive time tempo upward. Actually, we don't have to think. We can do the math. We can do the
Oh yeah,
math
we
on
could
what
do it.
the two
That's
tempos, and then just
yeah.
yeah, we can do that math. And then so we would restore the second verse, keep the first verse, drop everything out, mute the hand drum, and then loop the verse instrumental twice on either side, and then find something else in that song, maybe my vocals, to find snippets to sample from to do something clever with in the in between times.
I think in terms of if I were to do this, I would probably we could probably just use the material from the first verse to replace the second verse instrumentally and then just do
Yeah,
adjust the phrasing of
time
the
adjust. Yeah,
vocals with
yeah.
time stuff rather than trying to do all the instruments. I think that might
That
be a
makes sense. There's nothing
cleaner.
important going on in the second
Yeah.
verse anyway.
Or we might decide we actually like the verse being a little faster, maybe we end up taking the first verse up in tempo, like
Yeah.
so we or maybe there's a middle ground. So but I think there would be enough pieces there if we wanted to like do a whole new arrangement with it. Technically, that's probably all outside of my rules, but
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, because I would love
probably,
to put like
but
a reed organ in this as well, and like just spooky it up a little bit and
yeah.
Americana it up a little bit.
But
But
then that could be an extra hidden track on the
yeah,
remixed album. So you remix them, but then you throw in all those spaces before the 50th track, you throw in some.
there you go. Okay, so waiting and recording. Actually happy, good as is, remaster, remix, re-record, give up. Yeah, I think I'm closest to re-record on this as well. I think even with the not juvenile, but with the non-age appropriate lyrics, I still think I would re-record this today.
Yeah, and I'm almost wondering, would we keep this vocal performance, perhaps?
Yeah, if we
Right?
could re-record it, but keep like 22-year-old Lance in it, I would do that.
I think we could do that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm confident
Yeah,
we could do that.
then I'm totally fine going in and making a new version of the song that doesn't include me having to sing it again.
Yeah,
'Cause
I think absolutely we can do that.
All right. So that's see, we're finding something we want to do. And I'm like, okay, so I'm coming up to your house in 2 weeks.
Yep, right? Let the girls go out to the hockey game without us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, sorry. We're doing a much better version of 2003's Some Comfort Me.
My wife asked if we wanted to do a live version of the podcast when we're both in the same location and said, I think we probably want to spend our time together doing a little more than just the podcast, but maybe not.
Jimmy's talking about sex.
Always talking about sex with
I think
Lance.
we're going to try to do something a little bit different than podcasting.
That's what the air mattress is for, easy to hose off.
I like air mattresses because it answers the question, do you want to start off in a bed and end up on the floor? And yes. So, okay. So, re-record. Yep. Is this song a classic, a single, an album cut, demo, or throwaway?
I think I know where I land.
I land on demo because we're literally saying this could be an album cut if we did it better, and that's literally what a demo is, right? Like it's this could be good, it's not though.
Yes, I was going to land on demo only because I think I'm not demo, I'm sorry, album cut. I'm going to land on album cut because I think while it certainly reeks of a local band with a relatively modest budget doing a first album in their early 20s, I think it is more you and more Darling Waste oriented.
Yeah.
So I'm okay for a first album if this is it, even if it's not re-recorded. But I hear what you're saying about it being a demo because we need to re-record the whole thing.
If we were going out right now and playing an hour-long show, a tour, and we had that spot where every night we put in like a different deep cut, I would play this once on the tour.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
And be like, fuck yeah, let's dust that off and have some fun.
I actually like the earnestness of the lyrics. I actually think it's nice to be direct sometimes.
100%. Yeah. I also have this thing that I do. I'll tone on this record, and I think it's for the first several records. When I say something, when I write something, then I'm like, shit, I shouldn't be saying this out loud. I just put distortion on it, or like hard scoop out the low end. Look at like radio. Right. Every time I'm like, I don't want to say that. I love that I like censor myself on these records. I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't be talking about this. Well, let's put some distortion on it. So,
that's the way to do it.
I still think I kind of do that. I think I do it less throughout my career, but I think it's prevalent everywhere. Is a song too long for Jane? I wouldn't say it's too long. It's just too weird.
It's just messy. The recording is just messy. But no, not too long. I didn't lose interest.
Who am I ripping off? Ani DeFranco?
I think that's a really good one.
And then me and you kind of got our Tool or Nine Inch Nails on at the end there. So Ani DeFranco meets Nine Inch Nails.
Actually, it's interesting that you mentioned Tool. There is a little bit of that melody at the end that reminds me of melody from one of the Perfect Circle songs on either the first or second of their albums.
It's funny because when you started playing it, I was like, did Nick like Tool? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, no, he was much more of a shredder. I'm like, this isn't it. No.
Yeah, between Tool, Perfect Circle, Nine Inch Nails, that would be definitely guitar inspiration for me.
100%. Have we played it live? No. Okay. So I think that's it for that.
Yeah, I think that's enough on that one.
Yeah.
Hey, all right. So that one was short, but we found an old interview with a man named Jimmy Fro from roughly, 2013? 14, 13, 12, somewhere in there. He might even say, where me and Justin, who you may or may not be hearing from soon on the podcast, answer some questions. And then at the very end, we do at least one song. I think we for sure do, what is it?
When the Ball Drops.
Yeah, we for sure do When the Ball Drops. We might do Hannah Bond also or something. I feel like we might have done two. But Please Lie to Me. I think it was When the Ball Drops and Please Lie to Me. So after that interview, we will do. There'll be 2 live performances on and tech on to the end as well. Knowing me, I'll probably put them up on Spotify as well as like an EP by then, because I'm just determined to put out every song ever recorded in any fashion on Spotify. So okay, enjoy that, and we will see you next week. You get no recommendations. Goodbye.
So it's the 28th of February, yes?
Yes.
28th, okay. We're in studio today with Lance and Justin from Darling Waste. What's going on, guys?
Hello. How's it going?
Thanks for making the trip.
Yeah, thanks for having us out.
So tell me what you guys play. What instrument do you play in the band, Lance?
I'm the singer-songwriter.
Okay.
I do vocals and play live. Right now, live, I'm just playing piano and vocals, which is really, really nice. Usually I have to play guitar or something, but
Okay.
we just picked up a new guitarist, so
Nice.
I currently don't have to be playing guitar live.
Lighten
so.
your workload a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's nice.
How about you, Justin?
I play bass and I sing a little.
Oh, okay. Very cool. Backups are good. You guys, I read a little bit about you in your bio. You guys you performed in 11 countries. Did I read that right?
Yep.
Wow.
About 600 shows. I was thinking the other day we should probably look and see if we've eclipsed 600 or not yet. I know we've passed 550. We should be past 600 now. So
That's great.
600 shows, 11 countries.
Now, before we get into your history, does the label sponsor you? Does your record label put you out there and pay for your touring?
We are actually, thankfully, for the first time since 2008, label free.
Okay.
Which I know most bands are not happy about. We are thrilled.
Huh.
But yeah, in the past, labels have helped us get out there. They've provided tour support and stuff. We started out independent, and we are back to we're going to self-publish our next record and actually do the distro ourselves and take it back to how it used to be, and we're really, really excited about that. So
cool.
From now on, we're paying for our own stuff.
Yeah,
So-
I guess so. Now, you said you started a record label. Is that still going?
No, I sold it.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm playing around with opening another one right now. I work as an artist management as well. So that's my day job. Is I do artist management. I always want to. I find bands that I like and I want to release their record label or release their record for them on a label. But it's kind of like I always say it's kind of like owning a Blockbuster video in 2013. Like I just don't know if it makes much sense. Everyone downloads and streaming and stuff, and I just don't know how much stock there'd be into finding a good young band and paying to put out that record when everyone just wants to download the MP3 or we're talking about doing short runs of vinyls and stuff with bands, but I don't know. So no, short answer to that is no. I don't own the label anymore.
And I was curious that you were just bringing that up. As far as distribution goes, you're now talking about doing it on your own. Are you interested now in maybe doing a song at a time, getting a good song down, and releasing it as a single versus waiting for an album or CD?
There's different schools of thought on that, and we've wavered back and forth over our career. I'm still a believer in writing, not necessarily a concept album, but an album that has a scope. When I'm writing a song, a lot of times I'll be like, this is a great opener. This would be a really cool way to just start off an album. And then we're writing a song like, this would be a great closer, and this would be a great track 5. And I even think about like, what's my favorite track 3 of all time, right? And it's right my favorite track 5. And so when we're writing a song, I'll think, this kind of feels like a track 5, doesn't it?
So when you write them, do you like to work it out with the band and have a song ready to go to record, or do you enjoy the process of maybe putting down a guitar line and then just keep adding in a digital studio till the song's done?
Well, we've been a band for like a decade now. I mean, this is our 10th year now, and so we've done it every way there is to do it. You know, I feel like so it's hard. We don't exactly have a straight up way, but usually I think lately the last couple of years it used to be I would just when I was younger, man, it was just I just wrote lyrics. I mean, just filled books of lyrics, and you know, just had to try to just get 4 chords to sing these lyrics. And now I'm much more into how the music itself is made and creating an atmosphere. So believe it or not, I feel like our last couple records have been, a lot of the songs start off as a tempo or a feeling, or even like I'll start on, I do drum programming. So I'll start just drum programming and looping and then putting stuff over the loops. And then eventually chords get put on it. Then I bring it to the band. We write over it. And then sometimes I'll pull the loops and everything back out and it just becomes a band song. So it's kind of it's a multi-step process, and we have a producer who's my best friend up in New York, and so we just got back actually from another trip up there, where we'll start with me on a computer, then us in a room with instruments, then so we'll record like 2 demos of it, then we'll take it to him and work on a 3rd demo, bring it back to the band, play it live for a while, figure out how it works, take it back to New York, and then maybe get a finished product by like the 5th time we recorded it. So. That's why it takes us 2 years to put out an album also. So,
You guys have 4 albums?
yeah, we're working on, we have 4 albums, full lengths, and then we have 1 7-track EP. This one we're putting out as a 5-track EP. Last year we put out a 3-song free EP, and then we also have a like 17-song B-side free EP out there as well. Wow. So I think it's gonna be like our 8th actual release, but we have 4 full lengths. Is that right? 4 full lengths. Okay, and then 2 EPs and some other stuff floating around. We've been on some soundtrack though.
Tell me a little bit about the other members of the band. How did you meet them?
Okay, our drummer Noah, he joined in 2007, I think, and he's from West Virginia, and basically at the time, I had quit. I really just needed a break from Darling Waste, and I bought a comic book store in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I moved to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and was running a comic book store and not focusing on the band at all. And I was recording bands for fun, and this band came in. They were like kind of a post-hardcore band, and they literally just broke up in the studio, like just fight after fight after fight. And there was 3 guys who were really good, and a couple who were just screwing around, and they split up. And Noah was the drummer, and then our touring keyboard player and our touring guitarist for a long time were the other 2 guys. Okay. So I was like, hey, your band broke up. And and the other thing that happened was a band from England wrote to us and said, we want to fly you guys over and have you be our opening act on this tour. And there was no Darling Waste, so I was just like, you guys, your band just broke up. Do you want to go to England and be Darling Waste with me? And they're like, all right. So it just kind of fell back into place. So,
wow.
Yeah. So we've known Noah since then. And then we actually just parted ways with our long time guitarist. He's getting married and is just doing the family thing now. Sure. Which is awesome. He's a great kid. And, so we actually, when we moved to Cleveland now, we've picked up 2 brand new guitarists. So yeah, me, Justin, and Noah go way back. And then we got 2 new guys playing the live shows with us. And so that's where we're at right now.
I've heard stories about like small town bands getting recognition and getting labels' attention. The label says, okay, we'll sign you. However, bass player, you got to go. Yeah. So that's why I always like to ask.
Yeah, we've had that issue before. When we got picked up by a label over in England, and they brought us out to record in Brighton, England. Beautiful studio and stuff. And just, after a couple of days, they came about one of our members and were just like, hey, listen to this playback. This isn't good. And we fought them pretty hard on it because we were a family, and it was fine. It was it wasn't on our end. I've been in tons of studios. It's if you fly someone over, on a 12-hour flight, pick them up from the airport, take them into the studio and hand them their instrument and say, go, you have 2 hours. You need a day to sleep off the jet lag, and then you can't be creative under a timeline, So, we fought about it, and we got our way eventually. It took 6 months of being
great
jerks about it, but we stick by our own.
So we open up the podcast with the song "Please Lie to Me." You want to tell us a little bit about that song?
Sure, yeah. This is another fight we have to label, actually. Basically, we finished our record, and they said, you guys don't have a single. Keep writing. And we felt that the album was great, and they just wanted a real concise radio single. So we went in and we recorded a 10.5-minute non-looping monster song that just went on forever, just this folk
Had a
song.
spite?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like, oh, here's your single. It's a 11-minute song with no hook. And to our surprise, they loved it. And they're like, okay, we're going to put this one on the record. We actually like it, but can we have a single? So I'd already written Please Lie to Me. I keep trying to put out a solo record that's just maybe this summer. I'm trying this summer to put out maybe an EP or something. So I had this song kind of tucked away. And at the time, it was kind of imagined as this, like, I'm in love with, I guess it's the early 60s, like, really over dramatic, like it's my party if I cry if I want to.
Okay, yeah,
Dead
yeah.
Man's Curve.
Yeah.
Jan
and Dean and
yeah, absolutely. Like any of the Leader of the Pack. And the one that Pearl Jam covered a couple years back. Like I love those like over dramatic songs. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to write it kind of in that vein of this like teenage, love song. Mm-hmm. And I showed it to them, and I think they'd like it, and they actually really liked it. And so we kind of made it more of a Darling Way song, and we love it now, and we play it every night. And and we just re-recorded a new version of it, which is going to be on the next EP. So,
oh, cool.
Yeah, so we're really stoked about it, and it's been doing well for us. People like it, and it's a really song that took a long time to write, and we really like it. So
now, when you guys do press and do things like this, is Justin always so over talking and overbearing?
Our management calls him Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there you go. There's his answer. He actually we were laughing the other day because I think our new management thinks that we're insane because they'll ask us a question and we huddle before we'll answer them
like politicians or something.
It's really weird because like we're just so close knit. They'll be like, "What do you guys think about this?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then we'll start whispering to each other before we have like a final answer for anybody.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been dying to ask this because I've noticed not only was Time After Time, but I saw Miley Cyrus cover. Okay, so who's coming up with the eccentric female cover?
It's me. Okay, they came around for two different reasons. The Miley Cyrus one, I had just bought a new, I don't even know if it was a computer or a microphone or what I had just bought. And I was visiting my parents. I was wanting to use it. And kind of like what everyone used to say about Michael Stipe from REM is, he can sing the happiest song in the world, but the way his vocal tones are just makes you want to cry. Yeah. And we kind of had that same thing. Everyone's like, "Man, you guys are really depressing." It's like, I don't even see that. Like, but it's just something about the timbre of my voice or whatever. It's a sorrowful voice. So we were kind of joking around that I could take literally the happiest song and make it melancholy. So that was a combination of I really wanted to try some new tricks in the studio and didn't have a song written. So I decided to cover that. And then some people had asked for it kind of jokingly. And we're like, all right, let's try Tower. So that Tower Time was, or not Tower Time, the Miley Cyrus, Party in the USA, was recorded in like an hour just by me in my mom's like bedroom with keyboards. And there's no real instrument on that song. I think it's just a little MIDI controller, and I just programmed everything and sang over it. The Time After Time thing, we were on tour last year. With a British guy named Paul Diello, who we just love. He's a phenomenal guy. Which, by the way, I have him coming back in May, and I'd love to have him on the show.
Cool.
Bring him through.
Great.
I think he'd love this. And he's a great, great guy. And phenomenal talent. And we were wrapping up our tour, and we just had a blast. I mean, that was one of my favorite tours I've ever been on. It was like a 5-week tour, and we just had a great time. And we were just joking the whole tour about covering stuff. And me and Paul just really like ridiculously like cheesy things. Like we were watching Clueless. Like we downloaded Clueless and we were watching Clueless on the tour and everyone was making fun of us. I think it's a great soundtrack and an awesome movie. I like Mean Girls. Like I like things 15-year-old girls like. And so we were discussing some of our favorite songs of all time, and I think we were talking about like Nothing Compares to You and all these great 80s songs, and we just started laughing about Time After Time, and it's a pretty easy cover to do. Mm-hmm. So I think it was one of the last nights of tour. We were in Eastern Pennsylvania, and all we had on tour was a laptop and an SM57 that I had in my backpack. So I took a guitar and recorded one take through of the guitar, And then, we put a little, like, one of those, like, I always do this in interviews, I always point at things that are in the room that people can't see.
Yes.
We had, like, the pop filter kind of clown nose, We got one of those, and Paul sang into that. I made him do it 3 times through with just an acoustic guitar that was horribly out of tune. And my vocals were shot because I'd been singing for 5 straight weeks, and I have really thin voice. So I had to wait till I got back to the studio. And then so from Paul's vocals, I then went and recreated the song around what he had sang and did it. I stand by that song. I think it was fun. And so then we put it out on a little free EP earlier this year. Or was that late last year, I guess? Just to tide people over while we're in the studio. So.
Now, did you guys have to get the rights to that? Like,
Yeah. We and we have another cover coming out. I think like in 2 weeks. Should I tell? We can tell them here, and when it comes out, this will be a scoop, I guess. We just covered "Kids in America" by Kim Wilde.
Oh wow, good cover.
Good choice.
Thank you. Right,
Very good choice.
I love the 80s
This one's a full band cover. It's rocking. We're real
to do that for years.
We're really excited about it. So it's coming out, I think, maybe next week as a teaser for the next EP. And a lot of it is through the Harry Fox Agency owns the rights to just like every song from that era. So you write to the Harry Fox Agency, you let them know how many copies you're putting out, how much you're selling it for, and you cut them a check. And it's pretty straightforward.
I'd ask these guys what their guilty pleasure is, but they're just railing them right off.
I don't have any guilty pleasures.
I was going to say,
What
was there any more like
about?
ABBA or anything like
I
that?
love ABBA.
Twilight
Okay.
the movie?
No.
No?
No.
Someone I know has seen it many, many times, though.
But here's why. I want to be a movie director. No, I want to be a movie producer really badly. I recently changed from wanting to direct to wanting to produce. So I watch bad movies to see what went wrong and think about what I would do better.
Oh, there you
So
go.
I've read the source material of Twilight. I've watched it. I've watched the director's commentary. I've watched the extras to try to figure out, put myself in that headspace. I'm so nerdy. I shouldn't even talk out loud. But going back to guilty pleasure, my girlfriend was laughing at me the other day because I'll openly talk about Sinead O'Connor or openly talk about my love for Prince and all these ridiculous things. And then we were talking about Metallica the other day, and I said, I wouldn't tell anybody this, but Ride the Lightning is a great album. And she's like, it's so funny that for you, Metallica is your guilty pleasure. Like, you'll talk about your love of Mandy Moore and Miley Cyrus and stuff, but don't let anyone know about Metallica.
Yeah, Fade to Black's on that album, I think.
Yeah.
I was going to ask because we were talking the other day of all the music that you listen to. If we were to look in your catalog, what band would we find in there that we would never expect to find? And you said Metallica, Justin. What would we find with you?
Tattoo, the Russian lesbian.
Yeah.
We shared
duo.
we shared a drummer with
My
them.
Chicky.
Yes.
Really?
Our first drummer was their drummer as well.
wow.
Andy Kubazinski. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also in Stabbing Westward, Nine Inch Nails. And
That's the band, Rob. I
Stabbing
told him
Westward.
Stabbing Westward, yeah.
Andy was their principal songwriter. He's a good friend of mine and played on a bunch of our records. So.
I hear that a little bit in your music.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little darkness, yeah.
Yeah, even I grew up in Cleveland, with Nine Inch Nails and Manson and all that stuff going on. So that's where the era I'm from when I was a real little kid. So,
So on iTunes, I brought the song. I think it's Hannah Bond,
oh, thank you.
and you sent me 2 others.
You were the one.
Okay, so tell me about Hannah Bond.
This one's interesting because I used to be very, very careful about not telling the story behind the song. Things are so personal, and everything we write is real close to home. But this one, I actually decided to put her name, first and last name, right on the record, so people would Google it and try to find what the song's about. And basically, when we got over to England, as you guys can see, this is how we are every day. It's just black pants, black shirts. So it's just, nothing special about what we do. And whether I'm going, shopping or getting on stage, it's just whatever black shirt and black pants we happen to have on. And we're like leather jacket kind of guys. And, we have long hair and we're a rock band. But we got over there to England. And as soon as we got there, everyone just started warning us. And they're like, hey, if you guys are an emo band, you can't be an emo band over here. It's like going to be against the law soon. And
What?
I'm trying hard. I swear constantly in real life. I'm trying so hard to be professional. You're just gonna get beat up. That's what they just kept telling you. You're gonna get your ass beat if you guys dress the way you're dressing right now. And it's like, well, shoot, we're all like 6'2". Like, come on. Like anybody wants to fight us? There's 5 of us and we're 6'2". Yeah, I'm sure we can hold our own.
Never heard that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, what had just happened was a new prime minister had just they'd switched prime ministers, switched political parties. It went very right wing, and this girl named Hannah Bond was the. I might get the story slightly wrong, so if you guys look it up and I'm slightly wrong, I'm sorry. But I believe she was one of the heads of the a fan club for several bands from America, like My Chemical Romance and AFI and bands that were kind of in the same genre as. And she killed herself, and she was like 16 or 17 years old. I think she hung herself. And because of this, these politicians over there used her to try to outlaw rock and roll again.
They made her the Aussie of the.
Judas Priest.
Right, you see it over and
yeah.
over, and they did it with rap as well, and they got to vilify whoever they can. Manson went the same thing in the '90s, and I was reading these interviews about how rock bands don't care about the kids as long as they can just use them and throw them away, and they ruin their lives and stuff. So this song is just an answer to those critics, and it's just about we're the only ones who care. Parents don't listen. Your friends may not be there for you. The bands are going to be there. The music's going to be there for you. And, we were told to cancel tours and everything else over there, and we, absolutely not. We went and did our thing. We never had a problem. And then we wrote the song about that, that experience. And because even bands that, like, the, mainstream people say have a negative image or a negative message, to me, a lot of that is, here's what we're going through, so you don't have to go through it alone. Even if it is negative, imagery or something that's depressing or angry, that's an outlet for a kid so they don't do something like that. So I don't think she killed herself because she listened to My Chemical Romance. That's you don't go listen to a rock band and decide to end your life. There's other issues going on,
right?
There, and it's really nearsighted. It's political. It's they needed that thing to try to push against counterculture. So it's kind of a counterculture pushes back kind of song.
No, that's the same.
Yeah.
Rob, before we get them connected and play a couple, is there anything you got for them?
Just real quick, I was noticing on the bio you guys had played for a lot of like Blink 182, and you had played over in England a lot.
Yeah.
You'd mentioned that a few times. England seems to be like the hotbed of festivals, Sonosphere, Download.
Absolutely.
What was it like playing that atmosphere if you had versus playing here?
We've done a couple festivals at a time. They're great because you play. I mean, I remember the first time I had to do an acoustic show early in the day at a festival over there, and I had been kind of behind the scenes all morning, and I was actually asleep for most of the morning. Kind of go on at like 1 p.m. or something, and I just walked out there and it's just a sea of people, and you're like, oh, I don't need to be here. And it was weird because they had a radio host guy, and he was real like cheesy top 40, kind of like, well, hey everybody, welcome back to only with a British accent, and so I walk out on stage and I get a guitar handed to me by someone, and I thought I'm gonna play. So I walk out there and I start strumming, and this guy is talking. I couldn't hear him backstage. I didn't realize that there was like an interview portion before I started playing. So I stopped, and he asked me a question. I didn't hear him. I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, I just told him that you're from America, and I asked, what makes you so special that you get to play here right now? And just like points a mic in my face. I'm like, I don't think I'm special. Can I just play? And he's like, okay, here's going with. Like, it was like the weirdest thing. But festivals are great because you get to see all the other awesome bands and stuff. And we're big about getting singers from other bands to come out and sing songs with us, or we'll get on stage with other bands and do their songs and stuff. So festivals are always cool from that. So you can like meet people and play their songs and stuff. We did my favorite memories ever is there's a band called Arneson's Lost that I played at a festival. We played earlier in the day, and they headlined the thing. A couple thousand people out there, and I think there's like 8,000 this festival. It's called Warrington Music Festival, and they did "Dirty Diana" by Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay.
And they just like set me up a keyboard and gave me a mic and let me do my thing over it. And it was like they're kind of a hard rock, heavy metal kind of band. So it's just a really great version of "Dirty Diana," and so that kind of stuff's a lot of fun. Festivals are neat, a lot of it though, because I think we might play a couple dates on Warped Tour this summer, and a lot of it is. You can only play your singles. You have to play up-tempo stuff, and our songs are long, and we only get 30 minutes, so like we only get to play like 5 songs maybe, So that kind of is a bummer for us, Plus the kids who do like you are fighting 10,000 people who've never heard of you to get up front and try to like So, you know, we like playing small venues. Like, I love, you know, like, whenever we're in Columbia, South Carolina, we play that, it's like a VFW hall. These kids just rent out, and we'll pack that place in. And we did a live broadcast there from last time, and it was just so much fun, you know. I like that kind of stuff, you know.
Well, other than crazy bass solos from Justin, because he looks like he's about to fly off. It's crazy. What will people expect from you at Zeke's?
Justin jumps off the amps.
I do.
Justin climbs around. See?
That's
If
awesome.
I feel
See?
it.
He feels it.
I actually just got a wireless, which is a big help.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So I'm gonna try to move around even more when I'm not singing.
No, but you know, we try to like break down the barrier between like show and fans and have a good time, and you know, it's really cathartic for us. And sometimes we get to those places where they're like, "Can you guys play for 3 hours or something?" It's like, "Oh, that is not what we do. We have 70-some songs, but we leave it out on stage and give 1,000,000% on each song. So after like 5, we're huffing and puffing, and after 10, we're ready to lay down. You know, like, so we're definitely not we're not a very reserved band. So it should be a great show, and we're excited to see the other bands and stuff too, and meet the people who are doing it. You know, it seems like a great thing for the community, and great thing for young bands to come out and play, and great thing for the kids to do as well. So we're really stoked to be part of it, and honored that they are having us come out.
Oh, great to hear. Well, let's get you guys connected and do a couple tunes.
Cool, sounds great.
Hey, this is Lance and Justin from Darling Waste on the Jimmy Fro Indie Music Show. And this song is called When the Ball Drops. Even though we tried so hard, we just couldn't get together for the first snowfall. Oh, I know, you told me so. We both had obligations too. You said it's all part of growing up. I know your band is blowing up right now. You gotta go, they say you gotta go. And I know exactly how you feel. But the holidays are hard alone. I don't know if I can get through this. All alone with you on the road. The countdown tonight's supposed to end with a kiss. This new year. If we only had one night together. Forever and ever. Know that I would trade a lifetime for just one night. Countdown starts with anticipation. Crowd's ready for a celebration. Clock ticks as everybody counts down. I'm wondering where you are right now. Scan the crowd thinking maybe she'll surprise me. With a sly smile, she'll sneak up behind me. Wrap her arms around me, whisper she's mine. Clock strikes 12 and I ran out of time. But the holidays are hard alone. I don't know if I can get through this. All alone with you on the road. The countdown tonight's supposed to end with a kiss. This new year. If we only had one night together. Forever and ever. Know that I would trade a lifetime for just one night. What if I couldn't stay? What if you couldn't wait? What if you went away? Who would save me? What if I'm all alone? No distractions. distractions at all. Who would save me?
And what if I couldn't stay?
What should I say when you say
What
I
if
can't
you
do
wouldn't
this?
wait?
How exactly do you think that I
What
can
if
get
you
through?
wouldn't
Who
wait?
will you be with when the
Would
countdown
save
starts?
me?
Who will you kiss when the
What
ball
if I'm
drops?
alone?
What should I say when you say I can't do
Distractions
this?
at
How exactly do you think that I
Who
can
would
get
save
through
me?
this? Who will you be with when the
What if
countdown
I
starts?
could
Who will you kiss when the
What if
ball
you
drops?
wouldn't
What should I say when you say I
What if
can't
you
do this?
wouldn't
How exactly do you think that I
Who
can
would
get
save
through this? Who will you
me?
be with when the countdown
What if I
starts?
could
Who will you kiss when the ball drops? What should I say? You say I can't do this. How exactly do you think that I can get through this? Who will you be with when the countdown starts? Who will you kiss when the ball drops? Who would save me? 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 Who would save me?
Hey, this is Lance from Darling Waste on the Jimmy Fro Indie Music Show, and this song's called Shelf Life.
Headed head first into infatuation. She headed home to honor her grandmother's memory. And I hate to think of how he held her and how his words provided much needed comforting. So I headed east across the Carolinas to visit Ruby by the sea. I've never seen a soul so sincere in a girl with such short life expectancy. It seems the shelf life of my friends is far below average. We all expire in our prime. Late night frantic phone call left me shaken, and you're growing out your hair to change your life. But a difference in makeup can't make up for all the things you hide, and your new style can't cover what's inside. His names are tattooed on and covered with broken hearts, X'd out arms tingle with drunken shots. A change of address comes with a change of name. For years a waste, now such a shame. What's in a name anyway? It seems the shelf life of our love is far past due. It expired long ago. 'Cause you're not the girl you used to be, and I'm not the boy you used to dream you'd meet. And we're not the people we pretend to be. Rock and roll kings and model queens.
notes, but life goes on.
Life, it's raw.
Right.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much, man. Thanks for having us out.